Getting back to other question about how you define success in life. Again, success has different meanings for people. Sometimes success to someone who hasn't had food for a few days is having a good meal. And sometimes success is for someone who's suffering or dealing with some ailment, is to overcome that. Sometimes success is about someone who's in love with and wants to be able to get that partner, that girl, that man. And sometimes success is the amount of money that you would be able to get or accumulate through your hard work, your talents. Success is a relative world, but there is one definition that perhaps is universal. And success comes hand in hand with happiness, because why do you want success? You want success to be happy. So the ultimate goal is not the success, it's not the money, it's not the romantic thing, it's not the actual challenge that you're dealing with. You want to conquer all those, resolve them, take care of them, manage them, so you can be going to the next step, which is the happiness. That's where we're really focusing. So what is life all about, somebody asked here? Isn't life all about what we learn here, what we accumulate in wisdom, in knowledge, through the experiences that we go through? Is not life about happiness? Is not the life mandate about gathering all these wisdom and experiences and knowledge through this short journey of life, so when we die, this knowledge and wisdom and experiences will naturally be offered as a gift to enhance the understanding and wisdom of the universe as a whole, the nature that we come from it. Because we are all entities, envoys, to increase the wisdom of the universe as a whole. And the wisdom and the quality of one thing is based on the wisdom and qualities of every little bit that has made that one thing to be what it is. And the universe, among many other things in it, we are all the basic information, all the pieces, all the blocks that makes the nature to be what it is. So it is very important for us to understand our relationship with nature. We are part of nature. How to respect it, how to love it, how to cultivate it, how to make things grow for it and for us, how to have it benefit for the rest of the universe, rest of the nature, as every part of nature is supposed to be a part of the whole, and therefore every part should be benefit every other part, so the whole will be benefited. So the same way, when we die, we want to take all these experiences and knowledge that we've gathered, whether we want it or not, it will be transferred, because the energy and the wisdom that we gathered doesn't die. It's part of the energy. Why do I say that? Because every night that we sleep, we enter into a certain kind of a frequency of mind where we can absorb the energy. So when we get up in the morning, we feel vigorous, lots of energy, so we can do lots of things and work and all that. But if you notice, even if you don't do a thing and sit on the couch and watch TV all day long, at the end of the day you feel exhausted, as something has been used for that facilitating your day, even sitting and watching TV. So that means we're burning certain kind of energy, which replenishes when we sleep, and when we get up in the morning we're vigorous. Now, like the battery of a toy, which you keep charging it, putting it in the toy, and the toy works, and then it runs out, then you take it out, charge it, put it in the toy, and the toy works. It runs out, and you keep doing it. One time, eventually, the battery does not accept the charge anymore. It's too old, too much use, cannot keep that charge. But the charge doesn't die. Only the battery cannot take the charge anymore. But the charge is still wherever it was whenever we wanted to replenish the battery. Same thing with us. Every time we sleep, we charge up. And we get up, do our things. Eventually, one time, we don't get charged up anymore. But where does the charge go? The charge is still where it was, in the nature, because we received it from the nature. So it is not logical to think that when we die physically, the charge dies too. So it's not logical to think that what we have accumulated in the form of knowledge, which is in the form of energy, neurons and electrons and all that, that will die when our physical part dies. Because we're made out of two parts, mind and the body. Mind, the material process and all the neurons and electrons and so on, and the energy acceptance and all that, and the body, which facilitates the movements as a peripheral of the mind. So in other words, mind tastes through the tongue, and mind walks through manipulation of the legs. So it's the mind that leaves, which mind is the energy. So all these knowledge that we gather through our short journey of life is energy. And that energy, if we can't accept it anymore when we sleep, well, we can't, because our physical, the battery is not accepting any more energy. But where did the energy go? The charges, all those things that we accumulate in the form of energy, they will not die. They will eventually are part of the universe. That's where they came from, and that's where they go. So that's how we add to the wisdom and knowledge of the universe, by how we live, by how we interact with the challenges. And that makes us stronger while we're alive and learn from it, and makes the universe stronger when we are no longer there, but we have accumulated and enhanced and contributed to the whole wisdom, collective wisdom of the universe, collective consciousness, which is the nature and the wisdom of the universe. So, in fact, happiness is the destination. We want to be happy in this life. So if we really want to be happy, guess what? The whole secret of happiness is in the basics of life, not in the money that you go and get, not in the romantic thing that you die for, and not in the car and the house and everything else. It's very basic. You can be happy through the journey you take to get that car, get that girl, get that house, achieve that thing, learn that education that you want to do that research. You can be happy all through it. Not that you will only be happy when you achieve all those things that we just talked about. The happiness should not be when you get the gold. The happiness should be in the process of getting the gold as well. So the happiness should be all through the journey, every day and every moment. Not just when you get to a certain destination that you had in mind. And where is that happiness? That happiness is so simple that it's guaranteed for you to have it all through your journey of life. If you want to see if you're happy or not, just plug your nose, close your mouth. You will see the meaning of happiness for you is to let go so you can breathe. So if you can breathe, one ingredient of happiness. If you have a place to sleep, it's the second part of happiness. If something to eat, some good tea to drink, a safe place to be, that's all you need for happiness. Clean water to drink, something to eat, be safe, a place to sleep, breathe. The rest is a story, is a journey, is gravy, is on top of it all. The rest is pleasure. The rest is amazing experiences. It should not be prerequisite to happiness, what you want to achieve in this world. Happiness should be your companion on the way to achieve what you want to achieve. So that's the meaning of life as far as I'm concerned, and I could talk about it in such a short time. Now, I hope that's something for you to ponder. So, let's see. I hope that was delivered properly, and I enjoy talking about it. It's a very exciting subject, because everybody in this life misses something. Nobody has everything. But if we want to wait until we have everything that we imagine we should have, then that's a conditional happiness. When something becomes conditional, it's no longer in our control. When we are not in control of our happiness, how the hell can we be in control of anything else? Because obviously, most definitely, we're not in control of most everything else. But let's be in control of our own happiness. And let's base that on the very basics of survival. And then strive for whatever it is that you want to achieve in this world. And go get that car. Go get that money. Go get that house. Go get that girl. And if you're a girl, go get that guy. Get your partner. But these are all should be independent. In other words, your happiness should be independent of what you want to get in life. It should not be a stumbling block for your happiness. Happiness should be already based on simplest things in life, so it can be guaranteed and easily attained. Other things, okay, we'll go get them. Well, I like to have a very beautiful horse and train for jumping. But it's not in the cards, is it, right now? So we don't make that a prerequisite to happiness. We make this, right now, this moment, is the only reality, is the only actuality. The fact that I'm talking to you, I can change my word. I have that opportunity. But once I say it, it's the past. I cannot have any control on it. And what I haven't attained yet, it's the future. I have no control on it. So if I condition my happiness based on the past not being the way it was, or the past continuing to be always the way it was, or conditioning on the things that hasn't happened and I want it to happen, then I'm never living in the reality and the actuality of life. As it blooms, as it grows, I'm living in an illusion that doesn't exist. Hence, these are all non-existence, which is dead. Therefore, my life, as I expected, or as I call it life, is actually in the death of the past, because it's either in the past, which doesn't exist, or it's in the future and hopes for something which hasn't come about yet. Therefore, I'm simply living in la-la land and not in contact and in touch with the actuality of life, which is this very moment as I drink this tea. So let's focus on every moment of our life, and therefore life becomes much more visible than an illusion.